Many people have told me I'm talented at picking up languages, but the truth is, I've discovered a method that works for everyone. After learning English, French, and Japanese, and teaching Korean and English for over 15 years, I found the most effective way to learn a new language, which is it is pattern recognition. It's not a new concept. Many studies and books have explored it, but I was surprised to see that many Korean textbooks and language courses don't make use of this method. But don't worry, I'm creating this video for you, someone who wants to study Korean in a more effective and enjoyable way. I'll show you how to go from zero to making your own sentences naturally in just 6 months, right from home. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you will be fluent in 6 months. No, it's gonna take a little more time than that. But you will be able to create your own sentences and carry on short conversations. The key is steady practice with patterns and listening, and you will be surprised how much progress you make in a short 6 months time. Now let me share how I learned languages, which shaped my approach to teaching languages. I don't remember exactly when I first started learning English, but it was sometime in kindergarten. My mom, who majored in English literature, along with tutors and language schools, always told me I was good at English, so I was quite confident as a child. But it didn't last long. It only lasted until I went to the United States in the 7th grade. In school, my teachers and classmates would talk to me and ask me questions, and even though I understood them, I was just too shy to talk to them. So I would write my answers in a notebook instead of speaking and just showed it to them. Can you imagine? I was not a shy girl, but speaking English, even after many years of studying in Korea, still felt like an enormous challenge. I was just too afraid about making mistakes. And over the years of teaching Korean, I noticed that many learners face the same issue. When they read, they understand. When they write, there's not really a problem. Well, sometimes spelling problem, but usually they can write things that they want to say. But when it comes to speaking, they get a little timid, like I was. So you study through textbooks or YouTube and feel a little confident. But when it comes to speaking to a native speaker, the courage slips away, and I've been there, so I understand the nerves and embarrassment when mistakes happen. I've been there, so I understand how nervous you feel and how embarrassed you feel when you make some mistakes. And during my first semester in the US, I took ESL classes every day, and I was fortunate to have one-on-one class for 1 hour each day with my teacher. And my teacher, of course, taught me vocabulary, grammar, real-life phrases, and she even corrected my pronunciation. So I think during that one semester, my English had improved a lot. And one day, she took me to McDonald's and had me order for myself. And I remember very nervously whispering to myself when I was waiting in line, I was like, can I have one cheeseburger with Sprite, please? Can I have one cheeseburger with Sprite, please? Can I have one cheeseburger with Sprite, please? So I was basically memorizing that sentence to order, right? Hoping that they wouldn't ask me any more questions after that. And over, I was just memorizing until it was finally my turn to order. And I think that was my first pattern that I remembered. You know, patterns like this can be used in so many different situations. Can I have a matcha latte with extra milk, please? Or can I have one iced latte without syrup, please? So once you learn this basic pattern, you can apply it in countless situations. And the same goes for Korean. So let's start with the simplest sentence, which is blank 주세요. Noun 주세요. 주세요 means please give me. So 커피 주세요. Please give me coffee. But in English, please give me coffee when you're ordering sounds awkward. But in Korean, instead of saying, can I have something or may I order something, you would just say, please give me. So 주세요 is the common way of ordering something. So 커피 주세요. 우유 주세요. So all you need to know is what you want or what you want to order, right? So something 주세요. Now let's expand that a little bit. 녹차 라떼에 우유 추가해 주세요. 녹차 라떼에 우유 추가해 주세요. Now the pattern is noun에 noun 추가해 주세요. noun에 noun 추가해 주세요. Noun, the first noun is what you want to order, okay? So I would say 녹차 라떼에. So 녹차 is green tea, latte, you know. So 녹차 라떼에, that's what I want to order, but I want to add something to my green tea latte. So I say 녹차 라떼에 우유 추가해 주세요. 추가 means add. 주세요 was please give me, right? So 녹차 라떼에 우유 추가해 주세요 means please give me matcha latte with extra milk. So 어디에 뭐뭐 추가해 주세요. blank에 blank 추가해 주세요. So all you need to know is what you want to order and what you want to add. And when you know those two words, you can just put it in this pattern and use it to order any drinks or any food at a restaurant. So it can be used in many different situations. And even the opposite. You know, sometimes you want to order something without something. So, for example, I would say, 아이스 라떼에 시럽 빼주세요. 아이스 라떼에 시럽 빼주세요. Blank or noun에 blank 빼주세요. 빼다 means subtract something. So blank is also again what you want to order. So ice latte, ice latte. So ice latte blank syrup, or in Korean it's a loan word. So we use the same word, but the pronunciation is 시럽. 시럽 빼주세요. 아이스 라떼에 시럽 빼주세요. So when you want to order something but you want to order without something, then this is the pattern that you can use. 아이스 라떼에 시럽 빼주세요. Please give me iced latte without syrup. Or can I have iced latte without syrup, please? So now, when you get comfortable with this kind of basic pattern, you can put in details to your sentence. So this time I will say, 작은 아이스 아메리카노 한 잔에 샷 추가해 주세요. 작은 아이스 아메리카노 한 잔에 샷 추가해 주세요. 작은 iced americano. You know iced americano, right? So you want iced americano, but usually what comes before that is probably like the size, right? So 작은 means small. So small iced americano. 추가해 주세요 is what I said, right? 추가 means to add, right? So 추가해 주세요. So with extra something. So 작은 아이스 아메리카노에 샷 추가해 주세요. Shot is another loan word. Shot, right? So can I have one iced Americano, or can I have one small iced Americano with extra shot, please? So 작은 아메리카노에 샷 추가해 주세요. So when you know the basic pattern, once you get comfortable with it, you can expand it a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And when you get very comfortable with a little long, complex sentence, then you can add another sentence and expand your patterns. This way, instead of trying to memorize the whole sentence separately and words separately and grammar separately, just by knowing this one sentence, you know different words and the pattern, so it can automatically lead to learning grammar. And of course, I'm not saying that just by memorizing these patterns, you don't have to know the grammar. No, that's not what I'm saying. You have to learn the grammar because just by knowing these sentences by patterns, maybe you feel like you know, but sometimes you could make a mistake because, there are some exceptions or there are a little more natural ways of saying something. So, of course, you have to know the grammar, but by knowing the pattern first and learning the grammar, it helps you understand a lot more easily, and it definitely will help you speak more naturally and a lot more easily. Because if you're just constantly thinking about grammar in your head and like, am I saying this right? What comes after this? Oh, okay, subject, verb, or what is it in Korean again? So you get very confused, right? So I recommend you to start with patterns and then go into grammar afterwards. But the secret is not just in memorizing patterns, it's in listening and repeating them. If you want to understand and speak naturally, listening is a key. So you can find more about the importance of listening and how to practice it in my previous video, and you can find it up here if you haven't watched it yet. And now you might be wondering, but I don't have the patterns or sentences to start with. What do I do? If you're using a textbook, I recommend fully utilizing the listening files because all the textbooks have listening files these days, right? So don't just read the sentences, listen and repeat them until you get used to the sound first. So usually when people study, they start out by reading and understanding, and later they start listening. But just change the order a little bit and listen first. And listen maybe 2-3 times, and then when you get a little sense of what the sound is like, then you start repeating them. 아메리카노 주세요. 커피 주세요. Okay. So you speak, so you shadow with the listening file. So try to understand it, get used to it with your ears first before your eyes, okay? Just like a baby, when babies learn the native language, when you learned English or whatever mother tongue you have, when I learned Korean or when I learned English, I didn't start by reading first, right? Babies usually start by listening to what mom and dad says all the time, right? They say, Amma, mom, dad, and they say your name, blah, blah, blah. And then you just listen and mimic the sound, right? That's how you learn to speak naturally. So this is the approach we will take. So get used to it with your ears first and then start reading, okay? But again, for detailed steps of how to practice listening, watch my video, and I will just leave the link in the description box so you can click there and you can see how listening practice can help you in many different ways in learning Korean, not just Korean, but any other languages too. And I actually explain step by step of how you can practice listening in an effective way. So watch that video to see how you can do it yourself at home, okay? So in this video, I've introduced the power of pattern practice with the listening. Stay tuned for more tips and lessons on learning Korean effectively while having fun. And don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos. Fighting!